in regards to our guide to South Florida parking, that's one of the things that I said you need to do. You need to pack your patience. Not only pack your patience, you probably need to bring some cash, because the electronic system here, it declined both of my cards twice. I called my bank and they say it's the merchant's processing system that's having a problem. Well, needless to say, many times on the ground, these individuals, they don't take the time to identify the source of the problem. They just issue you a ticket and you have a real issue there. So that's where we are. But let's enjoy the day. I don't know if the sun's going to come out. It's, I think, 78 degrees, roughly 25 Celsius. You see the advertisement on the water. I'm going to switch to a hopefully a zoom type of lens. Okay. In regards to Guide to South Florida, or vacationing in South Florida, let's talk a little bit about the flow of the day. It is roughly 11 a.m. now, but it's on a Saturday. It's on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, so we're deep into November. South Florida at times reminds me of Waikiki Beach in Hawaii. I say that to say that Waikiki is a bustling city, but it has a beach around it. Well, Miami, Fort Lauderdale is the same. It's a bustling, thriving city that has a beach around it. Therefore, you need to pay attention or make provisions for the traffic flow. School zones, and depending where you are, other type of situations. Many times when I record these videos, it's early in the morning. Early in the morning is always good for a couple of reasons. Learned that from flying, that usually the wind is the calmest early in the morning. Early in the morning, you're going to find the least amount of traffic. Early in the morning, you're going to be able to find parking spots. And again, early in the morning, you can get out, get your exercise, start your day, and you have your day ahead of you. South Florida has so much to do that you don't want to come and be so busy that you go home tired. So therefore, you have to kind of pace yourself and identify where the priorities are. In terms of activities, you've seen some of the activities on this channel, the choices. We have the beaches. I was going to say which is 100% free, and I have to temper that because it's 100% free now, but they are constantly making an effort to restrict, if not access to the beach, that parking to the beach. And the municipalities are trying to make it more commercialized. I use the example. Okay, so I've been to 25 plus countries, 5 or so of the US territories, etc. 43 of the United States, 50 United States. So that's the perspective in which I'm offering this. When I'm in Brazil, and I mentioned the guy's profession only to try to add a little credibility to his story. So he's an attorney from DC, and he was telling me about a case he had. The case involved parking in DC, not so much involved parking, but he was using parking as the example. And at that time in DC, I believe they were charging 25 cents. I believe it was for an hour to park. I think the ticket might have been $16. So you can tell this is a ways back. But he said, if that is the amount of penalty that the city wanted to apply to an infraction, and whatever that multiple is, so we got 4 times 16 is whatever it is, it's 72. That's the penalty that he applied for his case, to prove his case. So he wanted 72 times, using the city's principle of 25 cents an hour, $16 fine, which is a multiple of 72. He wanted to say 72 times whatever the infraction was. I say that to say, now for an hour of parking, I have to pay $4.27. Not only do we pay $4 really, and then they're going to charge you tax or some processing fee for your electronic transaction, but they make it further and further away. I am walking to what they call a farmer's market. It's probably 4 or 5 blocks from where I parked. The location of the farmer's market is exactly at the intersection of the main drag of Fort Lauderdale, which is Las Olas, and I believe this is called Ocean Drive. Okay, now that used to be the parking lot. Used to be a parking lot, very convenient. You can park, walk across the street to the beach, enjoy your day. Now you have to walk 4 more blocks. You have to pay probably at least 5 to 10 times more than what you paid then. I'm trying to capture that. That's the International Swimming Hall of Fame. Okay. You have to pay more than whatever the parking is. So here's the Avenue Boulevard. Oh, people are getting out on the beach, even though the sun's not out. Many times I want to operate, sometimes electronically, but when their electronic systems don't work, and then they penalize you for their systems not working, meaning they're going to give you a ticket. That opens up a big question. In the guide to, I'm going to call it cheap travel, Fort Lauderdale. Cheap is relative expression, but this is a hotel directly on the beach in Fort Lauderdale. You have a number of newer hotels that's being built a little further up. That's a bit more expensive. But here's Fort Lauderdale volleyball. You can see a similarity amongst all the beaches. Similarity is volleyball on the beach. Similarity is the ocean. Similarity is, I'm going to call it activity and nightlife. The difference is the patron, I'm going to say the class of people, the nationality of people that typically frequents one location versus another. I'm going to pause here and restart so the video won't be so long. Okay, starting where I left off. I changed the mode, trying to zoom in a little bit more. Being that we're in the city, You hear the emergency vehicles. Again, this is the area here that used to be a parking lot. You find the similarity the same way in Hollywood Beach. Hollywood Beach, where the lifeguards station was, right there used to be a parking lot. I used to park there. There's a song about they tore down something and put up a parking lot. Well, now they put up a parking lot maybe a block away here. All right, I was trying to get across, but maybe I'll go down to, I call it the main point, which is Las Olas. As you can see, the sun is working its way to come out. We have Christmas decor. Okay, I should say try to be law abiding, but I think I'm going to jaywalk here. Okay, this is, well, maybe they have a farmer's market on Sunday, because this is more like a flea market today. Artifacts from Colombia. My friend in Colombia say it's C-O-L-O, so like Colo instead of C-O-L-U-M, which we say Columbus, so it's Colombia. All right, so much for all of that. All right, so here's the farmer's market. Las Olas, Fort Lauderdale. This is the bridge going over to Las Olas. Okay. I'm going to try to move in the other direction of the sun. To knock off a number of pounds. So that's that. All right, this is world famous elbow room. Elbow room is infamous. You can look it up to find its notoriety, but it's been here a long time. It's been here a very long time. And in light of the COVID situation, many businesses did not survive. So those businesses that did survive, you tip your hat off to them, especially when they're continuing to provide employment, provide good service, and a great experience. I mentioned experience quite a bit. Maya Angelou had a quote, and I'm going to paraphrase it, but she says, you may not remember a lot of the details about the situation, you may not remember a lot of different things, but you always remember how someone make you feel. Feeling is a part of the experience. Therefore, when I mention a good customer experience, that's a part of your remembrance. That's a part of how someone or a service business makes you feel. This is the entertainment quote zone of Fort Lauderdale Beach. Starting to kick up a little bit. It's 11:30. Because we're coming off of the Thanksgiving holiday, most people are extremely full. So eating is not always going to be the first thing on our mind. But for those that are in town as vacationers, they do need to eat. Typically, this used to be the main section for Fort Lauderdale Beach goers. And local knowledge. We see the evolution, what do some people call it, evolution. But we see the evolution where you see those white sidewalk, I'm gonna call it rise, during Hurricane Sandy. That storm, see, was Sandy a storm or was it a hurricane? Well, water came from the beach. It moved sand all the way here. That was not there. There are pictures. I don't know if I can get my pictures where there was enough sand to actually cover the sidewalk here from the beach all the way here. So we in South Florida have learned how to live in terms of inclement weather phenomena. Some people say survive, some people say thrive and survive. Okay. Being that I'm not working or promoting any of these entities, you can read the sign and see which hotel it is. This place here, Fort Lauderdale, had a couple of ventures. One was Riverwalk, and this is another one, beach place. They had a number of eateries in it, gathering spots. And behind here is a parking deck. So, another area for you to, or another way for you to enjoy your South Florida experience. I'm gonna walk to the other side of this catwalk, and then I'm gonna turn around. Guide to South Florida budget travel for the foreigners. You can see an area where you can get your cell service. There are a number of what we call eSIMs, and that's the way I choose to operate, because you typically, if you own your phone, you don't want to continue to take physically out a SIM card and put in a SIM card. So a lot of information could be packed into this one video. I'll see if I can space it out. Okay. So we're on the other side of the catwalk. I'm going to turn around